And then moving on to April 22nd, Ryan and Tank. Uh, Give me the real, Tim. What's the real on that fight, Ryan and Tank?
Uh, it's honestly going to be about Ryan controlling his emotions. There's going to be a ton of pressure put on him. By the way, I like the fact that Ryan is now running towards the fire as opposed to running away from it. I mean, that's what he needed to do in the beginning. When he was going through, depression and so on and so forth and anxiety. It's because the pressure becomes unbearable. And instead of trying to hide from it, you run to it, and that's what he did. Speaking out about it, it emboldened him. And now he wants this fight because he wants to prove to himself and prove to the world that he is a talented fighter, that he is a great fighter. Um, so moving forward, let's talk X and O's. I mean, Ryan has a really good left hook. We all know that. We all know he has a great left hook.
Well, Tank kept saying that's
Um,
all he has when they were at the press conference.
yeah, I mean, he depends upon it a hell of a lot, but it's a tool that he's really good at throwing. It really is. It's like you still got to prepare for it. Tank. I know it's probably the only shot, but you still got to prepare for it. And Garcia is a guy that's still growing, so he can add new things to his craft. He can add new things to his tool bag. So, and working with Goosen, Goosen's not stupid. He's been around the game a long time. He knows that he's gonna have to have his fighter ready more than just on the left hook. The right hand is gonna be have to be effective as well. And I think the last time I saw Garcia in the ring, his right hand did get better. He wasn't lunging with it. He was snapping it out from out of the distance. Um, but the only thing is that I have with Garcia is honestly is that he's straight up and down most of the time. Um, he's a big target. Tank is the type of fighter that doesn't mind fighting big targets. Tank doesn't like guys that are shorter than he is and like to get underneath him. Tank likes to be the guy reaching up. He's always been that guy his whole career. He doesn't really have a whole lot of problems with guys that have size. Now, Tank also likes guys that like to come out fast. He doesn't mind that. He'll play defense for a little while. He'll play possum. He'll allow you to get comfortable. And if Garcia, if he can mature, if he can mature in the fight and not rush and be patient and let the fight kind of develop in itself, in its own rhythm, then
Mm-hmm.
he'll be able to hold his own and he won't get caught with the big shot. But if he's forcing things and trying to force this and trying to force that, like I suddenly see him do all the time in his fights, trying to force things all the time, running red lights, trying to force this, trying to force that, then he gonna get stuck and gonna get knocked the heck out. He gonna get knocked out, get knocked the heck out. So controlling his emotions is key. Keeping his distance on the outside, keeping the fight in the center of the ring is key for Garcia if he's gonna win this fight. He's not gonna win. He's not gonna win the dog fight, and he's not gonna win. He's not gonna win the, let's say, uh, he's not gonna win the boxing match either. So this is what he needs to do. Because I'm kind of like it almost seems like I'm contradicting myself, but I'm not. So I can explain this. So you can box and you can stay in the center of the ring and you can kind of draw that line and say like I'm not gonna bag up. I'm not gonna bag up. I'm gonna be right here. I'm gonna be right here for you to try to hit me. I'll step back when I need to, but I'll be right here. You know, I don't need to necessarily go look for you. I just need to I need you to I need you to do a little bit of work for me until I can work. Okay. And then when you're not working, okay, I'll use my jab. I'll keep my distance out of range, and I'll win the fight that way at those moments. I'll
Take
win the
what the
fight just
defense
by
gives
control.
you, like they call it.
Yes.
Take what the defense gives.
Yes. 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 Because we know that Tank is not a guy that has the best defense in the world. He can be hit. And we know that he can be outboxed, but it doesn't require you to constantly move your feet. That's what I'm trying to get at. He don't have to move his feet around. Tank's gonna be the one that had to move his feet around. Tank's gonna have to try to find different angles. He's a smaller guy. And if Garcia can do that, man, make the fight somewhat boring, he has a chance of winning this fight, man. No points. But Tank, I don't know. I just think I just feel that like it's hard to not bet on Tank. Um, and I know like people say, "Well, you said you hope he gets knocked out." I still do. I still do. Like that was all like because of personal reasons. You know what I'm saying? That was all personal reasons about that, about the women, mistreating the women. But as far as like just the game itself
Boxing.
and knowing boxing, yeah, it's hard not to bet on Tank because he can just do so much more than Ryan Garcia at this point. Has so much seasoning, unlike the younger, Ryan, man. So much
Ryan's
more
never been
seasoning.
in a title fight, and Tank's been in a number of them, against, guys that are veterans, that some of them are tall like Barrios. And yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and Barrios was boxing well until he wasn't. And Tank can come look for you too. He can hunt you down too. So, Tank can move. He moves a lot better. Cuts off the ring a lot better than Ryan. I mean, Tank, there's not just one side to Tank. He can do multiple things. So, I would favor him in the fight. Like I said, I hope Garcia knocks him the hell out. I still feel that way, but I highly doubt it, man. Highly doubt it. But anything is possible. So we'll see.
But it sounds like you actually agree with what Tank was saying at the presser. He said, you're not a complete fighter, and I am. And
At this point, he's Garcia isn't at this point. He isn't a complete fighter. Talented fighter, extremely talented. We got a ton
super
of skill, but
talented.
he's gifted. He's definitely somewhat athletically gifted, but he how the old timers say, boy, you still wet behind the ears. He's still wet, but he's still wet behind the ears, man. Like I respect him for taking the challenge, but I just feel like he's not at his absolute prime yet. Where you have Tank that's in his absolute prime, that has shown us that even being hurt, that he can dig deep. Um, even fighting against big, tall guys that are winning on points. You can go back to Rolly when he was fighting Rolly. Same thing, coming from bouncing back and coming from behind. And so, my thing came out.
Oh, you good? You good? There we go.
And coming from behind and catching him with the kill shot. Tank has that patience. He can do
Mhm.
that. Tank has that ring knowledge. You gain that. You gain it over time. A guy like Garcia doesn't have that yet. He hasn't developed that yet, man. Like know when to step on the gas, when not to. Know when to rest. Know when to press forward. Know when to box. He doesn't have that, and then he can't fight the inside either. He don't know how to fight the inside, bro. Like he still got a lot to learn, man. Whereas Tank can fight the inside, he can box, good power, he can be a counterpuncher. There's a lot to Tank. So I'm gonna say Tank by knockout late. I see him winning by knockout.
Yeah. Although Garcia does got the things that God either gives you or they don't: size, speed, power. And then lastly, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, size, speed, but some guys like him, like a bigger target. Tank is that guy. When you have that size, sometimes it can come to your disadvantage. Um,
Do you make anything about the rehydration? Do you think that'll affect Garcia?
oh man, that's man, man. Look, man, this whole Lent, man, I've been trying to not curse. Um,
Good job.
this entire Lent, man. I told my kids, I said I'll pay you $5 for every curse word that I say in 40 days. So right now I'm at about 255. I was up towards 300, but there's another deal that's intact to that. They
How
got
how
to
much
pick up their
how
club.
much per curse is it again?
$5 per curse word.
Damn. Okay. All right.
So yeah. I was
You're at
about
51.
255 right now.
You're at
Yeah.
51. Oh, it was 65.
So
You're at 300. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyhow, that is so soft. I'm sorry, bro. I mean, if you're gonna do it, do it. You know, if you're gonna party, you party. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna buy your kids some shoes, you buy your kids some shoes, the shoes they want. You know what I'm saying? Like this dude, first of all, got him coming down to 136, and then he put in a 10-pound rehydration clause. Bro, if that ain't cheating at his best, if that ain't trying to have the you know advantage, bro, like I don't know what it is, bro. Like that's soft. And the crazy part is there's gonna be an asterisk, like right up there. If he wins this fight, even by knockout or wins this fight in general, there's I'm gonna be like, ah, ah. I mean, come on, bro. You already weakening the guy. Now you gonna make him even more weak so you can have an advantage, bro. Like, how fair is that? You didn't do that to Barrios.
What about the argument, Tim, that this is what is the benefits being the A side, going all the way back to our man Sugar Ray Leonard when he fought Donnie Lalonde, and Donnie had to, I think, defend the light heavyweight belt at 168. Even he had to, and then to Mayweather and De La Hoya with the big gloves, and all kinds of things like that.
Not with that. I'm not with that. A side, this side, that side. Like you already winning the money side. That A side is the money side. Now, when you start weakening the fighter in a way to where you can have an advantage, that's wrong. Because you can blow up. Because you ain't no little guy either, Tank. You ain't no small guy. You come down from probably 160 or so. I'll be seeing your cheeks. You be having the chickmunk cheeks, you know. And then you gonna blow up, but then you gonna let him blow up after the fight, so that way you have an advantage. I just think it's wrong. And I understand the history and all that, man. But those guys, Mayweather and those guys, like it was a different time of their careers when they did it. Different time, the whole different circumstances. And it doesn't apply to what this is right now. Both these guys are young guys. They're young guys. And Tank ain't even on the level of a Mayweather or a Sugar Ray Leonard. He ain't on that level. Tank career right now at 28 years old,
Mm-hmm.
he ain't even a Hall of Fame fighter. He not even a Hall of Fame fighter right now. You know? And I'm not saying that lightly because his resume is thin. So for him to say, "Oh, well, I'm the A side. That's what I want to do," it's completely wrong. That it's to his advantage. And if he does win this fight, it's still gonna be like, okay, you beat Ryan Garcia. Okay, yeah. After you dehydrated him, and he can't make 135 anymore, but you gonna make 136. Okay, all right. Yeah,
Will it affect Ryan? And should Ryan think
it's
about?
gonna affect him.
Okay.
Oh, it's gonna affect him. It's definitely gonna affect him. And it's crazy because like Ryan and his people agreed to it. Ryan agreed to everything. Like sometimes, like things like that, bro. You can't be punked like that, bro. Like I'm
Anxious for the
sorry,
money?
bro. You can, I like my money. I like my money slow and steady. I don't like the rush the process because there will be mistakes along the way, and Ryan Garcia can't afford to be having no mistakes, making any mistakes like this. And I think this is truly a mistake in his part. A huge mistake by him and his team by allowing Gervonta and his people to force him into doing this rehydration clause. And he can eat and he can rehydrate to whatever he wants, but you can only gain 10 pounds.
No. I think
That's
Tank's held to
wrong.
the 10 as well, I believe. So I do think I believe they're both held.
Whoa, whoa, I ain't hear that.
Yeah,
Tank ain't what Tank is not held to the 10. No way.
I believe so. I'd have to
You
confirm.
really do?
Huh?
I ain't trying. Hey, look it, I ain't hear that. I ain't hear that. I ain't heard that one.
Should Ryan think about like when Floyd fought Marquez and he paid the 600K, came in at 46 instead of 44? Should Ryan do that on fight night? Hey, I'm 150. I know you're not going to call this fight off. Here's whatever the fine is, and go in at the weight you're comfortable at.
I'm going in the weight that I'm comfortable at. I don't know what they have in the contract as far as what you'll be penalized for, because if they already put the weight in the contract and he comes over it or whatever, I already know that there's like a stipulation in there. There's no doubt about it. So what I would do is I would come in so I'm comfortable. Because guess what? You ain't about to knock me out and embarrass me when I'm not at my full potential. No, absolutely not. I know what we got in whatever the contract, that's fine. But you know what? Now you in a situation where you take it or leave it. I'm over the weight. Now you take it or leave it. What you gonna do, Tank? You bad boy, right? Come fight me. Let's go. And he gonna have to fight me, regardless of what the weight is. So do what you need to do, Garcia, so you feel comfortable.